What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drives, or these freaking Broncos we all want to drive, this is your All Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside my beautiful co-host, who is COVID-free, Miss Kelly Boyd.
Tested this morning.
Yeah, that's
all
right.
good.
That's right, man. You test, mic, check, 1, 2. Is there any COVID in this mic? No, there is not.
I sure hope not, because if so, it's you.
I know. What is going on, everybody? Happy to be back at full strength. It's been a minute. Peugeot says he's got a long road ahead, so the show can commence now. And
Hear that?
first off, I'm not drinking I gotta have my pinky up because I'm classy today. We're both classy. Cheers, classy lady.
Cheers.
But it's mimosa night here at the channel. I'm going to need some whiskey. But anyways.
It's all right. I'll drink it for you.
Well, hopefully y'all are doing all right tonight. Hopefully you guys can hear us all right. And everything with the stream is going well. We've got a fun show tonight. Clearly, Kelly's got she's got the gear on. She's got the swag. So just like, I didn't even know that.
That's why I got
Texas. It. I had a cool Texas shirt on until my cat snotted on me earlier. And now I don't have a cool Texas.
That's actually why I got the shirt. It's also got the GPS coordinates of where off-rodeo was.
It's reflecting. See the little.
I see it. All right. You should have figured that out before we went live.
I've never noticed that before. So now I'm going to give everybody a seizure.
Yeah, let's not.
There we go. All right.
And Michael, I have only worn my hat backwards one time for the show.
She did it
about 2 months ago.
Yeah. Hey, to the guy who complained about my hat being backwards today. Sorry, bud.
Yes.
This is my channel. You get your own channel.
Yes.
This is my style, man. I am different in the auto world. So take that. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a good show tonight with us. We're going to talk a little bit of Heritage Edition. There was a little bit of news popped up about that. But first off, we're going to talk about Kelly's something that happened like 3 weeks ago now. But the Bronco Off Roadeo.
Yeah.
But before we do, and there's going to be some music. I'm gonna put some Kelly's music to this because this is her thing and it deserves the spotlight. But Kelly, go for it.
I don't know what we're doing here.
You got to talk to her. You always.
I know, but you threw me off with like you're going to put some music to it.
No,
so
I said one of these days. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you said we're going to put some music to it. Give me a minute. But Kelly, you need to do your thing. So now you've completely thrown me off on what we're doing tonight.
Too much mimosa tonight. Too much mimosa.
This is only the second one.
That's my fourth one.
What?
Yeah.
Where's my fourth one?
I don't know. You should have been drinking more. Anyways, and please don't drink and drive, by the way.
I guess that explains why there's only this much in the bottle. This is mine. You leave my Asti alone.
I didn't want any more.
Well, that's good because it's mine.
I've got a single barrel to get into. But anyway,
sorry,
guys.
Sorry.
Welcome to the Boyd's household.
Yes. While he's pouring a single barrel, YouTube Car Spotters Guide in the house. Nurse AJ says can't make it for the show tonight, but just wanted to say hey, we'll rewatch tomorrow. Hello.
She's got a family emergency.
What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were putting whiskey in there. We were gonna be having some words here on live. Randy Porter says, well, what are we drinking tonight? Lucky enough to score a bottle of Blanton's Gold here. Ooh. So that's being consumed as I wait.
Nice.
We actually, and we'll get back to saying our hellos. We actually watched a documentary. Did you want me to wait?
No, you're good.
So we watched a documentary. I've been holding on to it until we really had nothing else to do in case it was terrible. We could go away from it. But we watched Neat on Hulu. And it was actually very good. Yeah, it talked about Blanton's. It talked about Bullet. It talked about what was the other one?
Oh, there was all kinds of I can't think of it. The longest
didn't talk about Jack Daniels because obviously that's whiskey versus bourbon.
It was talking bourbon.
Everything was bourbon.
It's on my tongue.
Anyway, we watched this and it was very good. So he'll get back to you in a second. But M Peugeot in the house. Randy Porter, hello. Anna Smith. I know I can't wear my ball cap backwards, but Dave is definitely. Michael Rivas. Put on two caps backwards. Michael Wiedemann, John Wiedemann, Overlanding for Fun, Jeffrey Babb, G. Willikers, Matt McCarthy, 4 High, 4 Low, YouTube Car Spotters Guide. Thank you. I actually went through the store and like totally took way too long trying to figure out what shirt I wanted because I didn't want to order. I didn't want something that everybody was going to get. And then I also, the shirts, a lot of them had like the logo on the front and then the big picture on the back. And I can't wear a shirt that just has one tiny little logo on the front. So I had to get something that made sense. So I did give feedback on that I like the ones that have a little bit more on the front.
Couldn't find it's the oldest distillery in America. I can't even think their name right now. What's up, Bronco Wild Outdoors?
I don't remember either. Michael Hunter, hello from Texas. Hello from Tennessee. Pez Head 123, and thank you for that. Welcome back. Ronald Steiger, I'm totally saying that wrong. Jonathan Falds, Mark King in the house, and Tim Corney. Tim says like the Jack Daniels in the glass. Right here. That's hilarious, Justin.
Thank you.
Welcome in. Austin Malin in the house. Bronco Wild Outdoors. Hello. Da Vinci and Bronco 78. We said hello.
Man, a lot of work being done while I was gone, huh?
I know.
But welcome in, everybody. YouTube Car Spotters Guide, always coming through, man. Thank you so much for that. And
thank you.
Thank you for saying that. Please smash that like button for me. It just helps YouTube send us to new people. And last week's, I hate to say it, Kelly, last week was a pretty big show. Over 2,000 views on the last live stream.
And I wasn't here.
Yeah, and it was the fire pit was here. So
while I was in bed.
I know while you
with
were
COVID.
While you were sick down with COVID, the people wanted to see what was going on. But they all did actually miss you quite a bit. We what we got going on there? Some Michaels that they
say these youngins don't know about crisscross.
That's right, crisscross.
Crisscross and make you wanna jump.
I
know what the backwards is.
But anyway, so tonight let's get into our main topic tonight, Kelly, which is the Bronco Off Roadeo. Now you went to Austin, Texas, which if Cigar Texans ever comes back in the chat, it's not Austin, Texas. What is it?
Horseshoe Bay.
Horseshoe Bay. But a little background on it if you guys are new to it. The Bronco, the Off Roadeo is it's a one-day event where they gather people. You use your reservation as a kind of a, I use free in quotes, ticket to be trained to go through their little schooling. And they have them in Las Vegas. They have Moab, Utah. They got it in Connecticut. And then the one that started
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, I'm sorry. The one that started it off was in Austin, Texas. Ish, as Kelly says, about an hour away, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they if you're looking for training, it's pretty cool. And a lot of people coming to Bronco, the sales numbers don't lie, that Bronco's not stealing Wrangler sales. It's actually adding to this segment, which is really cool. As people who really like to off-road, I like the fact that it's bringing more people to off-roading.
Yes,
it's not taking people, from another brand or whatever, which, come on, let's be honest, it does drive better than the competition right now. But first, thank you, Airplane Mike, sir. Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a member too, by the way. I think Airplane Mike was their first member.
Yeah.
So we've got something. Me and Kelly's been working on something for the long-term membership. We're trying to figure out what makes smart money decision there, which I'm not very good at. But
no, he's not.
Thank you for that support, sir. But the one that kicked it off was Austin, and I think I've poo-pooed on the thing a little bit in the past. Only for me, I'm not poo-pooing it on for anybody that wants to go. And you should not listen to me for that advice on if you want to go or not. I actually tell you, please don't listen to me. If you want to go do it, because it is pretty cool that Ford included this, once again, in quotes, as a free training, the way to people to, for one, early on to experience a Bronco, because nobody got to drive them really till then. And I know Bronco Wild Outdoors, Dwayne took him and his daughter went down before you could get them. And
he was actually he went to the very first off rodeo there.
So I'm jealous that Dwayne got to experience the Bronco. Well, we all got to ride in them, but he got to drive one before me.
Before everybody else.
I'm driven Wild Outdoors, whatever you're calling yourself. I'm jealous. But anyways, it is cool that Ford was like, for one, I think it's a way for them to get with their customers a little bit, figure out who wanted the Bronco. It's a good way for them to see like, okay, this is kind of spitballing. Like, hey, what are these people? They're I'm sure they asked a lot of questions about what you did. What have you
Mhm.
any experience like that? But it does help shape maybe the Bronco program for the next generation of like, okay, this is kind of where we threw something out there. People liked it, but they would like this tweaked, or they'd like this. They'd like cup holders.
That
Which
did come up.
should be in. I
I
think
did
by the
ask.
end of the week we should have cup holders for the back of the Bronco. IAG is shipping them out as we speak, and
I thought they were shipping last Monday.
well, they were. I'm sure they just sent it, and they didn't get here. But anyway, so I think it's pretty cool that they are offering this to people. Now, once again, I'm an old school off-road guy. I've done off-roading for 30 years, almost, something like that. I have a lot of bad habits probably that are not, I've taught Kelly. You're an awesome driver, but like most things, when it came to firearms, I sent you somewhere to be properly trained. I didn't want my bad habits to interfere with the ability to learn. And once again, I think this was good. Now, you've off-roaded honestly for what,
About 10 years now.
10 years, something like that.
Mhm.
So it's not like you were green to this. You probably, out of all the people that went, probably had the most experience, I would say, too.
Yeah, besides the trail leaders, I actually was. I mean, I don't know. We didn't do like a full query, but I know that I was the only one in our group that had ever wheeled before. So I'm sure that was probably the case with the majority of the attendees.
Kelly's head back in there. But yeah, so kind of lay it out to us, Kelly. What made you? Obviously, you got to interview key people, Miss Clouds, and man, my brain is not here.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't
Shelby
get. I was so. I actually got text messages from this one and be like, "What do you mean you didn't get like
No,
recorded interviews?"
I know, but I want to start. What kind of led up to you going?
Oh, you didn't. We didn't go there. I didn't know where we were. I thought we were talking about the actual
You weren't
event.
even listening. Thanks.
I was. You said, "Well,
Marriage
how did it
counseling
go?"
here.
No, he
Marriage
said, "How
counseling.
did it go?" You got to interview like Miss Clouds and Shelby Hall, so it sounded like we were talking about
Okay.
the event itself.
Anyway, so you got to interview them. We put the live stream together, that Bronco talk. And before that, you kind of like, I don't know, maybe I should go. But kind of what led you down this path of like, yeah, let's do this.
So I kind of wanted to go anyway because I thought it would be a cool experience to see what Bronco Off Roadeo was. But you really weren't interested. And then when the women's one came up, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Like, we should totally go cover it so that other people know. Like, I've led ladies runs at our events that we've put on in the past, so I know how important it is to, like, he'll tell you all the time, once you get the ladies wheeling, the wallet opens up. And it's true, because we realize what we want to protect our investment. So we actually talked about that a little bit. You and I haven't talked about this, but we actually talked about that a little bit, is like, what was great about a ladies only event is that we got to sit there and go, you know what? Like, all of us have the same mindset ish on when it comes to wheeling, because it's like, guys are just like, let's do it and we'll fix it later. And then we're like,
not completely,
not like send it mentality, but I mean, like, in the sense of like, we'll get over it.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can do this. But women go, what's the financial impact of this?
Well, that was for you early on with me off-roading.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Of course, when we started off-roading the Xterra as a hobby,
yeah,
I was unemployed.
Yes.
So that did not help at the time.
No, not at all.
The crash of 9, when I just, for some reason, when I decided, hey,
and parts started showing up on the porch when he's laid off.
But when I really was getting into more of the hobby side of this, I mean, I've for my job, trust me, I've rock crawled my vehicles. I've done all of this
non-modified vehicles.
But when I decided to get in as a hobby, it was kind of not the perfect time for you. And you came from a family who never modified vehicles to begin with.
For those that don't know, I'm from a GM household. Both my parents are retired from General Motors. They worked on a line, and we had a vehicle. We changed a vehicle every year and a half because it was a 3-year lease. So we would, they would stagger. So mom would get a new vehicle, and then in a year and a half, dad would get a new vehicle, and the rotation there. So you didn't modify vehicles. You took care of your vehicles, and you just, like, we would do our own oil changes and stuff like that. But that was the extent. Like, you didn't modify, you didn't cut, you didn't do any of those things. And this one did it all. So yeah.
That's right. And I went to, before it gets away, Dream Cruise. in case Tim has to go away for any. Yes, we last show I talked about the Dream Cruise. We are putting off SEMA this year because I've discussed this, and this is the only time you're going to hear me talk about money tonight. Revenue has been way down for the channel. Like, not even, it's been less than half of what we were getting. So the kiddie fund to go to SEMA has been kind of like, it was either that trip or the Dream Cruise. I think the Dream Cruise, honestly, would be a lot more fun just because we get to meet and hang out with some people from the Michigan area. We're trying to get I want to get at the Ford garage that they have there. I'd like to meet kind of people up there, and we all do the Dream Cruise together. But so yes, the Dream Cruise is where we're going. That's August 20th. I'll be in the Detroit area. Kelly's flying up later that night, and that Saturday, I think it is.
The 19th is actually the Friday.
Yeah.
But we'll be at the Dream Cruise on the 20th, and that evening is when we're hoping to do the Ford garage thing.
Right. So after that, so the revenue's being down, so I've had to kind of pick and choose events that we were on the schedule to do. But like I said, it's there's a graph that shows like January 1st, YouTube just goes like this, and it's not numbers, our viewers, they're not paying anything anymore. So that's why
the ad revenue on it.
Yes. So that's why when you guys are supporting members, it's $5 a month. Trust me, that goes a long way to helping us go cover other things. So
and it's a lot closer. Like, we can drive it in our Bronco,
right?
versus having to fly to Vegas. And honestly, I was looking at hotels, and we got a really good deal on our hotel last year. I think because No. I'm talking about when we went to Vegas.
Oh,
okay. Our hotel was actually really good deal. It was like just over $100 to stay at the Bellagio last year, and it's just over $200 to stay at the Bellagio this year a night. So much different experience from a cost perspective. So, and honestly, not a lot of people really watched too much of the SEMA content that we did last year. So,
Honest was asking where can he
He's
get
talking about that. Honest, thank you for the super chat, sir. I actually was looking for it on Teespring, and it doesn't look like it's there. So I'm gonna have to.
Well, I've pulled it off because I've updated the logo. We've made it a little bit smaller. I'll have it on there later tonight or tomorrow. We'll have this on here. It's a little Yeti style. It comes with a little mug, great for wine and whiskey. I used to drink
wine tumbler.
But anyways, the final talk on money. So that's why when you guys help support the channel, it allows for those things. So I don't like talking about money. I don't like I feel dirty when I push the memberships and stuff because I would do this no matter what. But it does help support the channel. So there you go. That's the last thing we're going to talk about money. And
Tim says maybe time for a Patreon.
I do have a Patreon. I just much like the memberships here, it's kind of difficult. We don't understand giving you guys something that doesn't honestly take everything we gather to give it right back to you. So it's a weird, once again, money with me in the channel is strange. I want to do this full time, but it's at the same point, I don't like begging for money. I always feel dirty about it. But Honest, thank you for that 1777, and I'll definitely get the mug back on the site. So that's all about money. So back to you wanting to do the Bronco Off Rodeos.
Yeah, and so I kind of really wanted to do it, and then I was really interested in it. Want the ladies, the event. I was like, that's a no-brainer because I think that's great because. For me, much like you, when you started like getting into wheeling and stuff like that from a organized perspective, you were like, give me all the newbies, like give me all the new people because I want to show people like how much you can love this.
Well, because that's always been my approach with it. I always took the new people because I'll be honest, as a guide, trust me, guiding new people, for experienced off-roaders, you're not having a ton of fun. Because I'm overly cautious as a person. I think I've kind of taught you this way to be overly cautious where you don't want to go beat up somebody's vehicle who might not be, they might be new to off-roading. So you don't want to just go beat up, but even like just branches, scratching car. Like you try to be sensitive to that because I want people to enjoy it and want to come back. And then, a year or so down the road, they come with a dent and they're excited about that dent in their vehicle. Like they really were like, man, I didn't think I was not
excited, but it was okay when it happened.
Yeah, when you did it, Sarah.
But yeah, so like you liking the new folks, like I like seeing the new ladies come off and go, man, I really just did that. And so I thought it was a great idea. Plus, I know, like you've said, you've taught me as much as you kind of can at this point. So I wanted to see what it looked like on the other side, non-Dave's way.
Mhm.
And so when the women's one came up, I was like, that's cool. And then honestly, the interview we did with Amy Clouds and Shelby Hall, I was like, these ladies are badasses. And like, what better than the opportunity to go ahead and wheel with them and really kind of see it. So, and Tim, thank you for that membership, sir.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to membership,
Thank
sir.
you so much for that.
Appreciate you. But yeah, so that was really kind of what sold me on it. I'm not going to go too much in it because I got to get my thoughts together and put it in a video, and I want it to make sense.
Yeah, we
for you
have
all.
I've been editing together a video, but Kelly's got to sit down here and talk.
But at the end of the day, like, and I was like, Becky, come with me because
because Becky was in the interview with you.
Yeah, Becky was in the interview with me too, with Bronco Wild Outdoors or Driven Wild Outdoors, and she was like, okay. And so I got her to go, and we went. We had an awesome girls' weekend essentially. We flew in, we met up with each other, and we even shared a hotel room. Like, how often can you share a hotel room with somebody and it not like you want to kill them after a couple of days? So we got along really well, and I wish you all lived closer because it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We would have too many drinking times.
I think Becky might scare Dwayne.
Maybe.
I think that because Dwayne is so kid gloves with his first Bronco. Like the second one seems more like, hey, let's go play with it. But they got to drive to, they're going to, because I keep seeing Becky now in their videos talking about, well, she has to drive and then he has to drive. So, so clearly, and Dwayne, if you are still in here, if you could, if Becky is free, if we could get Becky on here, I'm going to put a link, Dwayne, to in our little chat. If y'all have time, if Becky could hop in, we would greatly appreciate that. It's going to kill Dwayne. I'm just saying Becky, not Dwayne.
Anyway, Bird Dog Overland. No, Corey was not one of our guides. It was only women drivers or only women guides.
Well, there was
he wasn't a guide.
No, but I was going to say I did.
He was a tail. Guys. We had a couple tails.
Okay, so you got excited by them, the kind of the excitement they had in it, and you were kind of like, I don't know, and I was like, look, this video is not going to make money. I guarantee you that. I said, but I'm not worried about it. It's about you covering the event.
Welcome back, Nurse Agent.
You having a good time on your own, about learning to do this on your own, because trust me, when you're by yourself out covering this stuff, it's a whole different animal. Like if Kelly's with me, I have a camera, I can cover her doing something, or she has a camera, she can cover me. When you're trying to figure out how to do it all on your own, super stressful, I imagine, for you, right?
Well, and honestly, before you know it, the day is over and you go, shit, what did I even get today? Like even when he and I are out, like all of a sudden he'll like stop on the side of the road and he'll stick the camera out the door and he'll drive down the road. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even think of like getting that kind of stuff. So yeah.
So after that, so you and Becky kind of talked it out and was like, and they had a reservation, an extra one for her Bronco, but they kind of was trying to save that for somebody. So she was your plus one, right?
Yeah, she was actually my plus one. So we actually, they want to go to New Hampshire for one of theirs, and totally get it because very cool. So I was like, why not? Like we can take turns filming each other and we'll just kind of do our thing. And
what a better way to get your female or your other partner out of the house too. Hey,
wow.
Go drive Broncos.
Thanks.
It's single dad weekend. Actually.
Oh, how was single dad weekend?
Well, I had our daughter with us the whole weekend. She was hovering under like she was. Dad couldn't have went and done anything
because she knew mom was gone.
Yeah, and I had to entertain her.
Yeah, you had to entertain her.
Like, dance, monkey, dance.
Even though she's usually like doing her own thing, but when I'm out.
But when there's a disruption in the household, yeah, suddenly it's like, hey, we
got before I didn't tell you this, but before I left the night before, she hugs me and she goes, "Mom, I'm gonna miss you." I said, "What? You live in your room? Like you don't?
You wouldn't know I was gone."
She's like, "But I know you're gonna be gone," and I was like, "Whatever, man." Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But said she's coming, but yeah, so. We did our thing and like it was great. Like it was a great experience and I highly recommend it. If you're on the fence, do it.
Now the way they approached it for you ladies is they had a kind of a meet and greet the night before, which I don't think they normally do. I don't know on that. I'm not 100% because never been. The only time I would go is if I was invited as
And
a
I know they've
journalist.
changed it since the very first because it's only 1-day event versus 2 days.
Yeah. But so you get there and you kind of pick up your stuff or whatever, your
Mhm.
badges or whatever. And I'm assuming you meet some people, right?
Yeah, so you actually did. We weren't going to talk about all this because I got to do the video.
No, but they'll watch again.
Watch again. But yeah, so we did the meet and greet the night before. We had a couple of drinks. We actually got on Bronco Wild Outdoors or Driven Wild Outdoors live stream that night.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
From there, so we actually did an interview from there, answered some questions on it, and got to meet a whole bunch of really cool women. From outdoors organizers to Ford execs and program managers and engineers and like you name it, like we pretty much met the people. And we actually ended up with Shelby Hall as our trail guide, which was very cool. But yeah, so you check in, they give you a wristband. It's actually, I need to put it on the shelf back there. They give you a wristband and say, hey, go find your guide in the bar. And the other people that are wearing the same.
So what do you do though if your guide's there and she's like, hey, you guys, I'm gonna drive you?
That was not Shelby, by the way. No. But
that been a little like, what did I get myself into?
I'm sure there's an etiquette that's had a conversation about it. But yeah. So I mean, you go do that, you meet up, you socialize, you meet a whole bunch of people. And it was just really fun. And then the next morning you meet at the ranch and you come in, they did breakfast for us.
Did y'all meet at the ranch? So you met at the ranch?
We did. So if you were staying at the Horseshoe Bay Resort, you could ride the shuttle over. But
how far was the Horseshoe?
Just about 10 miles or so.
Okay.
So not far at all.
Okay.
Like I think it was like 15 minutes or 15 minutes from our, or no, it was 20 minutes from our hotel to the ranch.
But
where we stayed.
The resort was
like half the distance.
Okay.
So not far at all. But yeah, so we did that. And then that morning, did a lot about learning about the vehicle itself, like literally the nuts and bolts of like, this is a transfer case and this is what a transfer case does and this and this and this. So really just kind of building on what each part did.
Yeah. Which is good because I don't care what gender you are. Like, people, if you're new to off-roading, push button cargo, but you don't know exactly why. And that's a good breakdown of like, hey, this is what.
Well, and like you and I've talked about it a couple times because I've asked you a couple of times to explain to me, okay, explain to me lockers again. Like I know I can use lockers to get me out of a pinch, but explain what they do because I'm a very analytical person. I want to know like how it all works. And they did all that. So they explained, hey, you would use your locker because you've got 50-50 going. And if you put your locker in, just kind of talking about the 25% to 25% and things like that. So, and then they also took us on some like little bit of obstacle courses and had us do different things on them. Each of us did something different.
Maybe to learn the vehicle?
Yeah, to learn the vehicle and say, hey, you would use this in this situation. This is how you spot. Here's what this is. Look, you got yourself in a pinch. What could you use to get yourself out of this? Like what tool in your vehicle?
Yeah, which is kind of funny because you got the vehicle with the winch on it.
I did. We got the lead. We actually got the lead vehicle, and it's a rapid red lead vehicle with the winch on it.
And I told Kelly, I was like, I can't believe you went out there and found the rapid red vehicle. And so did your wristband, did that tell you which vehicle to grab?
No, so it just told you what group you were in.
Okay.
And then they said, okay, this is your group of vehicles. Just get one.
Did you like run?
Sort of. It kind of was like the Amazing Race a little bit because you're like, crap, I want a Badlands. I knew I want a 4-door Badlands. Yeah. And so like I was looking at the stickers and then by the time I had gotten there, people had gotten or stood next to others. Yeah. So I didn't want to fight anyone between vehicle 3 and vehicle 1. So I went ahead and just went straight to vehicle 1.
So what was the vehicle layout? I mean, did they have everything there as far as, because I know somebody was talking about manual transmission. Was there?
So I didn't see any manuals there. I believe from what I remember, there were not going to be manuals there. I'm assuming because they didn't want people to get stuck with a manual that were not comfortable with the manual. So I'm pretty sure that was probably.
But was it like, was there basic, like every model you think?
So there was Wild Tracks. I have to go back through my footage and really kind of see what there was there. But I know all of them were pretty sure they were all Badlands.
I was gonna say you'd almost want the
Badlands
best.
are higher.
Well, the Badlands.
Well,
would be the-
Badlands are wild track.
Yeah, because you almost want the best of the best there because you don't want. I mean, obviously, I know some people like, hey, I got a base. I'd like to learn what I get, but at the same point, it is a selling. Ford's trying to sell you more things.
Yeah, because we had a lady in our group that was like, hey, I know I have the sway bar disconnect, but my vehicle does not. So tell me how to get through this without my sway bar
Right,
disconnect.
which is
And I
smart.
think honestly, they were like, in this obstacle, you cannot. Like, you need the sway bar disconnect here. And she was like, okay, then I just won't do this. Like I'll do it today, but I'm not going to do it with my vehicle.
Yeah.
So she actually came out and she was like,
The whole
now I
the whole
know what I
flex
can
thing where
do.
They flex you and then pushes this way, so it.
Well, we did a lot of rock climbing in some areas.
Mhm.
And Becky totally was like, I'm so glad you got this section.
Well, so you two split it up too.
Uh-huh.
She drove in the morning and then you drove in the afternoon.
No,
right?
we didn't. In the morning we didn't drive.
Oh, okay.
So the morning was just obstacle stuff and like learning the vehicle and what to do with it and stuff. So we really only had about 4 hours. Yeah, I drove up the dirt hill where you look at the sky and use the one pedal on the no, it was the cruise control.
Yeah, the one pedal.
No, there's two. It's two different things. There's the cruise control. There's the trail cruise control, and then there's the one pedal. It wasn't the one pedal,
which is great for you because I'll be honest, like some of that stuff we toyed around with on our last off-road trip, but you getting some like, hey, here's like it's good info.
And honestly, it was great that we went wheeling that weekend before because had we not, I wouldn't have known what to ask.
Right.
Like, because even though we've wheeled for years, I still wouldn't have known how to use this vehicle and how we wheel and what can I get out of this vehicle that I couldn't get in previous vehicles and how can I use it?
Randy, yes, that is a picture of Ozzy Man. It's autographed. He's one of my heroes.
But yeah. Hey, welcome in everybody.
Yeah, Tennessee Bronco. What's going on, Terrence Mooney, Valley Dude? It's all right to be late to the party as long as you smash the like button. We've got 76 people in here and only 42 likes right now. But,
Nikki says Ice Mountain is still packed. Drove by it today.
Well, Nikki, it was asked earlier. We are going to be in your area. We're coming up for the rodeo or the rodeo
Dream
Cruise. So we need some help too, and because Kelly hadn't lived in that area in 20 years, and I try to stay out of Michigan the most I can. Trying to help like find a place that we can all organize, and I'd like to do the Ford garage. But speaking of Dream Cruise, we've got legendary Bronco Becky herself.
Oh wait, we need earphones.
And maybe not. Headphones. Becky, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but we can't hear her.
Uh-oh.
Magic of radio.
But is it going to be feedbacky to them?
All right, now can say something, Becky.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Awesome. Are you guys hearing feedback?
No.
Yeah, let us know if in the chat. Let us know. So Kelly and you, we were just kind of going over the rodeo a little bit, and I was curious to thank you for being on. By the way,
sure. Thanks for having me. Sorry, it took me a few minutes to get myself together. I was in the process of cutting watermelon for Gavin.
Well, and honestly, he's terrible about like being like, oh, let's see if anybody can jump on.
I'm used to having Bronco
My
Santa
hair's
just
all a mess.
itching to pop in.
Like you have nothing.
I'm at the kitchen counter cutting up watermelon. I was watching the show on TV, and I'm like, oh shoot, I guess I have to like do something with myself.
So how was the trip for you? I mean,
I
know
had a
you
great
guys
time.
have talked about it a little bit.
Yes, it was amazing. I mean, I know I sound cheesy just saying that over and over again, but it was so fun. I'm so glad that I went.
Good. Well, there was Bronco Wild Outdoors.
Becky's like, you got to give me a little more than that. I prepared way too much for this.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, no, like Becky and I kind of talked about it. It was like, dang, I wish we lived closer because we would totally hang out. Like,
I know.
We didn't know what we hung out a bit at Bronco Supercell East a little bit, but you don't know how you're going to get along 3 days with someone. And it was great. Like,
I know.
Honestly,
it was like fast friends.
It was totally like fast friends. So it was a great experience. We even, We even had some fun flying down some hills in the K5 that we rented.
I still, I don't even think Dwayne has been through the GoPro footage yet. And there was just so much in this
Yeah.
week, or I don't even know how long it's been. I feel like I've been in a time vacuum ever since we got back. Things have just been crazy. But
Yeah.
it was awesome. I'm
That's
just so
awesome.
thrilled. And I wish that I could do that every weekend, honestly. I had so much fun.
Well, you know what? You can, because guess what? When you get your Raptor, you can.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, then you just go, which Bronco am I taking
Right.
today?
Which one do I take today?
You
Which
know,
which keys do these open? This one open.
yeah,
Well, Becky,
right.
so you and Dwayne had talked about in your video that you did of like you've done some sand stuff, but as far as like any kind of like other style off-roading, you really hadn't
Haven't.
done much of
No,
that.
it was the first time for me. I was the newbie. And
Right.
yeah,
So what was your
sand,
impression?
it was so easy. And I was a little intimidated at first just because I hadn't never done it,
Mhm.
but it was so easy. And they do such a great job of teaching you what you need to do and just all the mechanics and how everything operates and when to use certain things. It just, I think anybody with that education would have a great time wheeling after that.
Right. Did you feel after doing that, did you feel like, okay, now I know my vehicle better that I have?
Yes. Now I know what to do with all of those buttons.
Yeah.
Because it is. You see it's intimidating. You see all these buttons on the dash. You're like, wonder what that does. And you don't know until you're in a situation to where you can use it. And they do such a great job of putting you in all kinds of different scenarios. And you can pick what you want, or they'll tell you, okay, in this particular instance, you want to do X, Y, and Z. So there's just so much education there.
So are you okay with sharing which obstacle that you did in our morning?
Okay, what do you mean? Which obstacle?
Which obstacle they had you get out of?
Oh, the sand pit?
Yeah.
Is that the one you mean? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so they put her in the sand pit. Well, they put the truck in the sand pit.
See,
Well,
I
and
don't
Kelly's
know.
like, Becky, you do that one. You've
Well,
been
'cause
in
I
sand
didn't
before.
I didn't know what all like we were gonna get ourselves in. Like, I didn't know if everybody would have an opportunity to do it. So I totally was like, Becky, go do it. Like,
Yeah,
go get in. And I'll
that was
video it.
kind of intimidating because I was the very first one to do anything. I'm like, okay, that was great once I put it out of neutral because I was so focused
I
on
forgot
everything
about
else.
that.
I'm like, oh shoot, it's not even in drive. They're like, put it in drive. I'm like, what? I thought I was there because I didn't look down. And you can only see it on the dash right there. And I was so
Mhm.
focused on getting everything else right that, yeah, one very rookie mistake there. But after that, it was smooth sailing. It was
Yeah.
easy. Now, the one
From the
thing that
footage. Oh, so
what's
go
up?
ahead. Go ahead, Becky.
I was just going to say the one thing that from talking to Dwayne and his experience at Off Rodeo and then ours, I just wish we had 2 days.
Yeah.
It used to be 2 half days, and it just seems like they got to do more driving at the end. I mean, other than that, it's great all the way around, but it's like you just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, that would be the one gripe, I guess I would say, is that we did spend the whole morning like learning about the vehicle, which
Mhm.
we
It's
needed the
great.
whole morning, don't get me wrong. But for it to have been a day and a half maybe would have been even better because, you know, like we talked about, we split the 4 hours or whatever it essentially ended up being in the afternoon, which was great. But before we knew it, the day was over.
I know,
And
it
so
just flew
like
by quick.
and we kept asking, or I asked Shelby, I was like, okay, Shelby, where's like the halfway point so we can make sure? Cause we got so caught up in like doing it. We both wanted to make sure that we got our hands behind the wheel. But yeah, I feel like a day and a half is like the perfect, like educate you the day before, maybe give you like a quick refresh in the morning, then go out to the trails, then come
Mhm.
back to lunch and do that. But yeah, to your point, I think it would have been nice to be a little bit longer on the trails from that perspective for sure.
Right. And again,
Well,
I mean, I would do it all the time if I could. Sorry, Dave, I didn't mean to
the
interrupt you.
best part.
No, he likes to talk over people, so it's okay.
I'm sorry. Well, this sometimes is difficult. The best part of the footage that I've seen so far is where you girls are in the. All I see is sky, and I hear Becky just like I don't want to say because I don't want to ruin it, but just like Becky's just like
holding on to the dash.
Yeah.
I was. I had my fingers gripped up here at the dash because I'm trying to video. But if you don't hold on to the dash, you can't see. Otherwise, you're
Yeah.
plastered back in the seat. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like
Yeah.
literally holding on to the dash, the groove.
And of
up
course,
top.
that was when my GoPro wasn't working. So Becky's
know.
like videoing from her phone, like this footage of us looking at the sky. Yeah.
But the
Well,
thing
what was
is,
out of both of you? What was the one surprise that the event like you kind of weren't expecting? Maybe just is it meeting the people, or is it just the over like the fun of driving somebody else's vehicle that you have insurance on? You can if it rolled, like you're like, well, that's their problem.
I don't know. Do you have your answer yet, Becky? I got to think about it.
I don't. Yeah, I know that's a really hard question there, Dave.
Sorry, that's what I do.
Well,
You should have
I
given
will
us a question list so we could formulate. an
right.
answer.
We didn't get our pre-note or pre-show notes, like for
I
real.
know.
I would have to say, I wouldn't say that it was the event that surprised me, but I would say for me, what surprised me the most was that sometimes when we wheel, I get anxious, and I wasn't anxious at the event at all. I think because we had already built that trust and rapport with our guides. Not that we don't have that when we wheel,
right.
but like people that knew the vehicle very well, they knew the
Mhm.
trails very well. I also knew that they weren't going to put us in a situation that they couldn't get us
Yeah.
out of. And they would say, oh, no, back up. We'll get you out of this. Like having the confidence in them that I didn't expect to have meeting someone the first time and being able to be like, okay, you're going to get me through this situation. So that was
Right.
probably the biggest surprise for me.
That was I was surprised at myself in that too because I'm normally second guessing everything.
Mhm.
And I remember going up that one hill that I didn't turn far enough left for and scared you. And just trusting because Shelby
But
was
Shelby
cool.
was fine. Shelby's
He
like,
was
it's fine.
fine. I'm like, well, then it's fine. If Shelby's fine,
Yeah.
it is all fine.
I was like, are you
I,
sure, Shelby?
yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, I have nothing to worry about. So yeah, you do put a lot of confidence in them.
Yeah.
But in turn, it gives you confidence too, and you don't get nervous. Now I don't know how you felt going up those huge rocks at the end. That was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But,
The only time I was a little nervous was when, but again, I knew he wasn't going to put me in anything because they don't want to ding up the vehicles.
right.
Even though we paid that $75 for the insurance, they still don't want to have to cash that check,
Right.
So
right.
we were like, when Greg was like, okay, I need you to turn over here. And there was like a 4-foot drop. And I was like, I looked at him and I said, Greg, are you serious? This is where you're going to put me. I said, I know what you're about to do to me. And he just kind of laughed. And like, had it been my own vehicle, I'd have been like, nope, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah,
But
I'm going around.
yeah, knowing that that had to be the best place to put us, or else he wouldn't have put us there.
But did you feel
Yeah.
more confident after doing that obstacle?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And then when I see videos of it, I'm like, it looks like nothing, but it was totally something.
Oh yeah, but the videos and the pictures, you just can't capture what it truly is. It looks easy peasy, but man, when you're in that, it's not.
Yeah, like that
was
one
some
spot,
big
Shelby was
stuff.
like, do you want me to get a picture? And I was like, yeah. And I handed my camera to you. And then she took the picture. I looked back at the picture and I was like, is that all it was?
I know. It seems like small potatoes.
It does. It does. But yeah. So what was that what you were surprised into is like your lack of like stress about it?
Yeah, that was surprising. I'm trying to think of something else that totally shocked me. Well, I guess the other thing too is they allow you. This was a little not shocking, but surprising. I mean, they really let you put those vehicles to the limits.
Mhm.
It's just like, just go. It's like they don't care. If that were my Bronco, I'd be like, wait a minute, I don't know what you think you're doing, but let's not do that. So I guess that was a little bit surprising, but again, that's what those Broncos are there for, to teach people and to be the
Right.
demo for what they're capable of.
Well, honestly, they're going to get crushed anyways. All those Broncos get
at
crushed.
the end of the day, but they don't want to crush them before they have to.
No, not at all.
Right, they're getting their money's worth right now.
Right.
Mhm.
Totally.
Did you see anything with the type of wheeling that you got to do that, Becky, did it make you go, I might need to do this for my Bronco now? Like I want to buy something for it, or
Not yet. Not yet.
sorry, Dwayne, I'm trying, man.
I know. Not yet. I mean, I just want to go out and do it more.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything. Like, I don't know that I would necessarily need a winch or anything like that yet.
Yeah.
I guess the more I get out there and do it, maybe I'll think of some things that I want. Right now, I just want the darn cup holders for the back seat, so I don't have to
Did
hear
y'all
my
order?
kids fuss.
Did you order?
Not yet. Not yet. We need to.
I bet they're sold out now.
I don't
Probably.
know, but there'll be a review coming as soon as I get mine.
Yeah, as soon as they show up.
My daughter
Yeah, I
will be so
overheard
happy.
you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's just something that you really, really need. I mean, I even resort to putting bottles of water in those little door panels in the front seat. So
Yeah, and we actually have he got them off of Amazon, these little water bottle hooks essentially for the Molly panels in the back on the back of the seats that's
that's
about
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's and they're about that deep, so it's enough for a water bottle or whatever.
Yeah, my big water bottle that I had actually fits in it, so that's how big it is.
Oh,
So
cool.
So our
That's
Bronco
good.
Off Roadeo water bottles would fit in there very well.
Speaking of,
pretty
I'm totally
heavy, too.
jealous. I'm totally jealous of the water bottles.
Aren't
Out of
they
I got
cool?
him hooked.
the cool little drink lid that's on that. I had to go buy that because I have one of those.
Yeah,
from-
he has
a Nissan sent me.
he
one
has
one
a
time.
Titan water bottle from when he went on one of his trips, and it says Titan on the side, and it's a Yeti. And it just had just the screw top. It didn't have like ours has like the the drink part.
Yeah, that's really nice. I've
And we
actually
went to Dick's that weekend, and I was like, "Oh look,
Yeah,
you could get one for yours." He's like, "Oh,
And
this will fit mine."
And Becky, I have to ask this.
Mhm.
Kelly, you're just going to butt out a minute. Did you buy Dwayne a shirt or anything? Because I didn't get
No.
a shirt or anything.
She didn't get Dwayne one either.
I didn't.
Man,
I didn't.
cold-blooded
know.
ladies.
You didn't
know.
want one. Did you want one?
I would have taken a shirt.
Well, had I
Oh.
known, you were all like, meh, not about Bronco Off
I
Rodeo.
feel like your
Well,
shirt.
And I'm really not. And I like your shirt, Kelly. I didn't see that you bought that one.
Yeah, I spent way too much time in the store trying to figure out what I liked because a lot of them, like I was saying before you came on, it was like a lot of them had like the t-shirts, the logo here, and then they had a big logo on the back, and I
Yeah.
didn't want that. I wanted something kind of simple, and I found this one, and I was like, ooh.
Well,
I like that one.
how was that? I mean, that's part of the plan is they get you in there and they've got a little shopping to do. I mean, was it like Disneyland or Disney World when you come out of the ride,
Kind
of.
suddenly
Oh,
you are right
kind
into
of.
the
Oh,
gift shop?
dude, even better. So like they literally the morning of in the breakfast morning
Mhm.
or the day of the event itself, they were like, "Oh, ladies, feel free to shop all day long." She's like, "We'll go ahead and create a bag for you with your name on it, and you can just add as you go for the day." And
Mhm.
literally, like there were lined up bags on the counter with people's names on them.
Oh yeah, there were tons of bags.
And I'm like, I can only imagine how much money that people spent because people were adding stuff to those bags all day long.
Yeah, and it really does add up quick. I'm not really a big t-shirt girl. I did
This shirt
get
was like
2
$30.
t-shirts. Yeah, I spent $60 on t-shirts, and I didn't need another Yeti, even though because they gave us one. But Dwayne and Alexa got one last year, so we already had 2 at home. And I haven't really been using those because I have another cup that I use all the time. But I'm staking claim to the one that we got. I'm gonna have to like etch my name on it or something so no one else steals it.
Yes, you totally should. I'm sure there's a monogram shop that'll drill your name into it.
Mhm. But it does fit perfectly in the Bronco.
And there was
Which
a
that's
pink
pretty cool.
one.
I know. I
pink or
really like the
coral.
pink. Yeah, it was like a coral color, I think. Well,
Yeah,
a
there
cross
was a
between
cool
the 2.
Yeti cup.
I really
but
like that one.
But I didn't need any more Yeti, and I want to say it was $50. So I was like, I
Yeah,
can't
it was.
spend $50 on a water bottle or
Yeah.
on a cup.
I really wanted a new hat, but there weren't any hats there that I was just in love with. I know on the trail guides, they all had really cool hats, and I was hoping to get something like that, but I didn't see them in the swag store there. So there was a lot of Bronco Nation gear and some Bronco things, but I just didn't see anything else. So
Yeah, somebody asked how the food was. I was pleasantly surprised.
it was
with the food.
delicious.
Yeah.
So what?
And-
I know this
I guess
isn't
we never even
foundation,
talked
but
about it.
What
I
did they
know.
serve you?
So morning of that I would have liked a little bit of variety to that morning. I would
Yeah.
have liked that without all the peppers. Like they had these like Southwest burrito things.
Which were
So I
good.
They were good, but I picked all the peppers out.
Well, and I'm not a big potato fan in my
Oh, that's right.
morning
It had potatoes in
burrito.
it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I love potatoes and I liked
Mhm.
everything else, but I'm carbs on carbs, don't
Yeah.
really excite me that much. But
Yeah.
it was good. I mean, it was a nice quality breakfast. The lunch was excellent.
The lunch
And
was very good. It was.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it was fajitas, right? For lunch.
Like a taco, like a Tex-Mex thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you could do fajitas or tacos. And what else did they have? Rice. Like you can make a burrito bowl. Is that where they did the really good salad too?
That was dinner.
Okay.
Dinner was the salad.
Yeah, that was really good too.
Yeah.
But
And it was all, from what I could tell, it was Horseshoe Bay.
Yes, that's what I was just
Horseshoe Bay
getting ready to
food.
say. It was catered by Horseshoe Bay, which was phenomenal.
Yeah,
That was
very
really
good.
nice. Yeah.
The dinner probably was my favorite of them because it was like a barbecue dinner where they
Yes.
had like ribs and
What else
chicken and
Yeah. What else
pretty
did
much
they
everything.
have? Macaroni and cheese, cornbread. I mean, everything.
salad. And
Yeah,
then
the
dessert.
salad was really good.
Yeah, I was pleasantly. I wish I'd have gotten more. Yeah, there was dessert. What was it? It was like a
S'mores
spice
cheesecake.
cake, something
And
spice
then,
cake.
yeah,
and
and
then a
then a
cheesecake.
spice cake. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm
I mean,
hungry
it's-
again.
I
Sorry,
know. So
You
much for
asked.
dinner, right?
and folks were asking about the food. So
It was
I don't
good.
know if it's the same meal every single time, but that is what the food was.
Yeah. It was
How-
worth it.
How welcoming were they when y'all? I mean, I would hope they're over the top. Like
They were over the top.
Oh yeah. Like they were great. Totally awesome.
Well, and we talked to a lot of Ford ladies, which I was pleasantly surprised
so
on
there.
that.
Yeah, you were telling me there were some Ford execs there.
Yeah, so we
Mhm.
actually got to sit down and speak with some of the ladies who had actually been on the Bronco program for a really long time, and then we also got to talk a bit with the head Bronco engineer. She did a Q&A session, which I don't think she was quite prepared for all the questions that were going to come, because one person was like, "What questions do you guys have?" And one lady was like, "When am I going to get my Bronco?" And I just sat there and I was like,
Savage level.
I was like,
Just go right for the throat.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
bury myself. But I did ask the question, and I actually said, for those that know me, know that this question is going to be the one that I ask, and is like, are you guys going to address the cup holders coming up? And then other people are like, well, I have 4 cup holders in my 4-door, and I was like, you have leather. And they were like,
Yeah.
oh.
Man, did you just totally like? I will smack you if you get in
No,
my
I
way.
wasn't savage about it. I was just like, well, if you have leather, then you
Yeah.
have 4 cup holders. But those of us that have MGV, we only have 2.
Yeah.
And she was like, she actually talked about it, and she said that, what did she say? Something about some of the German engineers or something didn't realize how important cup holders were, or something along the lines of that. I think is what she said.
What, do they not have drinks in Germany?
They don't drink in their vehicles.
Oh,
They might have drinks in their vehicles, like from point A to point B,
Yeah.
but they don't drink in their
well,
vehicles like Americans do.
fast food and stuff like that's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously it's not a
Just-
European.
So
thing.
she
Different.
did say that the issue is going to be resolved soon, but couldn't go any further than that.
Right. They can't.
Those hard hitting questions. I love it.
Savage.
Need a cup holder, man.
But it was great. As soon as it started, it was over, though, is like what it felt like. As soon as like
I know. It just
we were the
sped
last
by.
ones to leave.
Yeah, we closed it down.
We did.
And then
was
we took lots
surprised
of
'cause-
pictures out front.
We
Well,
did.
in front of the sign.
I text Kelly the night y'all got when you were doing your check-in and,
Mhm.
and your meet greet stuff like that, and like you weren't answering your phone. I was like, well, she's probably having a really good time. Like she don't have any time to
Oh
talk.
no, that was when we're not going to talk about what we did, but that was when we did sightseeing, is why we didn't answer your
Mhm.
phone calls.
Oh, that's
Dwayne
right.
and Dave.
That's
We're not going to talk about it, though.
Unreachable.
We were unreachable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we
yes.
we filled our day that we arrived, but we were out of cell coverage.
Yes, very much so.
Man, send my reporter out and she's not answering my phone calls.
It
We
wasn't
were just having so
intentional.
much fun.
We had to find something that was cool, is all I'm saying.
I about called
Yeah.
Batman in for you to look for you, girl.
It was 108 degrees in
Oh
Texas.
my gosh. I used to think that I could handle Texas. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I did tell him though, like when we got back, I was like, man, the more and more we travel to Texas, the more and more I like Texas, because it is so like you feel like you're in the city, but you're also spread out.
Yeah,
Like you're
the
not on top
landscape.
of each other.
It's
Yeah, it's just
so
gorgeous.
pretty there. It I just kept saying the whole time, oh my gosh, this is so different from home.
Mhm.
It's so different.
Mhm.
But it was awesome.
It
And I
was.
do think what we saw were the red stag deer.
Ah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there was a whole deer debate going on.
Yes, in the
In
comment
y'all's
section last
screen,
week.
yeah.
Yeah. And the more and more I looked at the pictures, Kelly, look it up. I think it was
Okay.
the red
stag deer.
Yes.
I'll look them up.
Because that was like the mystery for me. I couldn't let it go. I'm like, I want to know what those things were.
So for those that don't know, we were on the phone. We had left Bronco Off Roadeo, so we were done with our day. No alcohol had been had.
Nope.
And we are driving from Bronco Off Roadeo back to our hotel, and we're talking to Dwayne on the phone, and he's already on it. He's like, "What question?" Asking questions, and I'm like, I'm dead from the day thinking,
oh my
I'm
gosh,
like,
we're
I'm glad
exhausted.
I'm glad Becky gets to answer these questions. And then all of a sudden she goes, What did you say? Oh my gosh, are those?
I said,
What are those?
Are those elk? What
Yes.
in the world? What the heck?
I was like, are they reindeer? Are they elk? I don't know what they are. And Dwayne goes, what have y'all had to drink that you are seeing elk in Texas?
I know. It was so funny. He thought we were crazy. And we couldn't pull over.
No, because we had a car behind us. Had we been in a Bronco, we'd have pulled over on the side of the road, but we didn't.
I just wanted pictures of the thing, but they ran off. There was a whole herd of them, though.
Yeah, their antlers were fuzzy, though.
Well, they're probably getting new antlers or something.
Yeah, they were fuzzy.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's
These
not
antlers. The antlers looked more like a moose, almost.
They did.
A moose versus or a reindeer. I mean, it's just crazy.
Becky was so ballsy. She asked this little old lady at the restaurant that we had lunch at the next day. She's like, "Ma'am, are you from around here?" And she just kind of was like, "Yeah."
Why?
And she goes, "Are there elk around here?" And she kind of looked at you and she was like, "Well, I mean, there are some hobby farms around here that might have elk." And Becky was just like, "Yeah, because we saw these yesterday, and I don't know what road we were on, but like we were driving around." And that lady,
she thought I was
velvet. Yes, it was velvet on there.
Yeah.
On their antlers.
So I guess they hadn't scraped it all off yet, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, so Becky, would you? I mean, obviously, I know you and Dwayne are wanting to go to Connecticut. Are you excited to do that?
New Hampshire.
Yeah, New Hampshire. Yes.
So, are you guys excited to do that one?
Yes, and we'll be arguing over who gets to drive the most.
You, because he did a 2-day event.
Well, he has corrected me that it wasn't actually 2. It was like, what'd you say, honey? A day and a half? Yeah, about a day and a half.
Producer Dwayne in the back.
Yeah, producer Dwayne.
Yeah, he's adjusting the lights for me and everything. Producer Dwayne.
So that's fun that you guys like are going to do, use your pass to do that. And then obviously there'll be something I would think for Raptor, I would think. So that'll be fun as well. Because Kelly,
I already claimed 3rd.
I know. Kelly says she's going.
She totally came home and goes, "You're not going." Because
I didn't say you're not going. I said I am going as their 3rd.
No, you were like, "Yeah, I know you don't want to go anyways," but
I did say I know you don't want to go anyways, though.
I was like, "Man, just cut me out of the loop."
Well,
real quick.
you have told everybody tonight you have no interest in going to a Bronco Off Roadeo.
But you know what, Dave? You might actually really enjoy yourself if you tried it. Seriously, I know that you don't want to go, but it's so fun and the camaraderie. It's just a different scene,
So contrary to popular belief, he really doesn't like people. So
wow. I'm an introvert mostly.
He is an introvert mostly. Mm-hmm. So that's the only concern I would have had with him at it. Now, don't get me wrong. When he's among people that he can have conversations with about, like, he would have gone one of two ways at the event for me. He would have either been like talking to everybody and doing his thing, or he would have been the introvert in the corner just watching everybody talk. So he does one of those two. So I'm not sure where he would land on that, but I will say that, and I didn't tell you this, I don't think.
Great. Let's just do it on live TV.
Maybe. But I was talking to Greg, who is our tail, who is like the one that built the whole, like made the whole Texas locations even begin. He's with Ford. He was like, so Kelly, are you excited about going out? Because this was between the morning and the afternoon. And I said, yeah. He's like, any concerns? And I said, Greg, the only concern I have, I'll be honest, is that I've done this for so long that I'm afraid that I won't change what I've been doing to what you want me to do, but I'm willing. He's like, that's all you got to be. All you got to be is willing. He's like, you just don't want to come in here and be like, I refuse, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be that person. So there weren't any times. He did have to tell me, trust me, it's okay. But otherwise, like, I did what they told me to do. Like, if you put the Bronco in a weird spot, that's what you told me to do. So
yeah. And sometimes when we were going over those rocks and I could just hear him scraping under I'm like, am I okay? You're fine. You're okay. I'm like, okay.
It's just a smooch, Becky.
Yeah, it was a big smooch. I'm like cringing the whole time. If this were my Bronco, I would be a little nervous. But
you need skid plates.
Yeah, but that's what they're there for, right?
Full skids?
Excuse me.
Oh, on hers? Full skids? Oh.
She has the Badlands just like you do.
Yeah, but we're not fully skidded.
Yeah, we are. Well, I mean,
there are several skid plates.
That's what I'm saying. We're not fully skidded like we would want to be skidded.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You need aftermarket skid plates is what you need. And then you'll feel better.
Yeah, maybe. Because it is a little unnerving.
Becky's money?
I'm just trying to help a girl out.
Big spender.
No, but we talked about, but in the morning we talked about slamming versus smooshing. Like there is going to be a little bit of rub that you're going to run into, but just as long as you're not
bashing into it. Yeah.
You just don't drop on things. Yeah.
And so that was the word of the day. It's okay, Becky. It's just a smooch.
I know. It's just a smooch.
Just a smooch.
Just a little kiss.
Just a little kiss.
Well, Becky, we appreciate you being on here. Yeah. I don't want to ruin it because you guys have live streams and I know you got more videos coming in, so I don't want to ruin everything. But kind of final words. It's a plus for you doing the event.
Definitely. I would encourage everyone to do it. Seriously. Even if it's just not to go and just learn exactly what your Bronco features are and when to use them. I mean, I there's an owner's manual. Haven't read it, but I don't know that it would go into all the details of the situations to use those buttons on the dash.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It'll talk about certain things in the user's manual or the owner's manual or whatever, but it doesn't go into 100% into like this event does.
Right.
For sure.
Just go for the education, if anything.
Yes. Agreed.
And plus, if you've already bought your Bronco, I mean, they're giving you the reservation. So what do you have to lose?
Yeah. So I actually learned that, and I gave feedback on this. It says, hey, I recommend that you guys open it to second owners. I said, because as you go further in this event, you're going to find that you got more and more second owners on it and they can't come to the event.
Yeah.
I said, so, and they were like, yeah, that's a good point. Really kind of opening it up.
Well, I think
because
they're about to make it public anyways, or more public.
Well, but we were able to give that feedback at least to kind of open that up and kind of things they hadn't really thought about, I think.
Well, and I think some of this being from a lady's point of view, it was good feedback for the vehicle of like, hey, this is what we kind of expect from a vehicle.
For sure. For sure.
Well, there you go, Becky. I appreciate you being on here tonight, and we will let Dwayne go operate lights somewhere else now. We appreciate that. Hopefully, he does that while you're cutting watermelon. That he makes sure the lights look great.
Well, thanks for asking me to be here, guys.
Of course,
we appreciate you,
like always.
Of course.
Hey guys, go over to Bronco Wild Outdoors. They have live streams on Wednesdays.
Yes.
I see a lot of you over there. Go check their streams out. They're a lot of fun. They're a pretty crazy couple like me and Kelly are.
Yeah,
so
they are.
We'll see y'all
We're
next
in
time.
good company.
Bye, Becky.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye. See ya.
there you go. I appreciate. I know that was kind of a last minute, but I appreciate that because I knew you two would have some things like back and forth about stuff like questions I can't ask you. But as we kind of wrap up this part of it, what are your kind of
Was there anything in the chat we need to talk about, or this part of it?
this part.
Oh, we've got more.
Yeah, we got more coming. But what are your final like impressions? Good, bad.
So this question has been asked a lot in the ladies groups that I've been in. Is that I don't have anybody to go with me. Should I go? Yes, you absolutely go. Even if you're a guy, even if you're a guy and you want to go all by yourself, do it. You don't have to have a companion with you to go on this event. You can.
The Bronco's your companion. Let's be honest.
You see what I have to deal with, people. But yeah, like don't feel like you can't go to this event because you're by yourself. But just do it. Like honestly, we had 6 rigs in our group. We were the only one that had more than one person in it.
Yeah.
And we had Shelby in there too. Yeah.
So as good as a 4-door.
Yeah.
Well, and wrapping up, Amy and everybody were pretty awesome to meet.
Yeah, everybody was great. Mandy was great. Hollywood was great. Amy, Clouds, Ace, and then Shelby Hall were all of the trail guides for it.
Well, I know I've already gotten an email saying they are looking to do another one. So, I'm sure that'll pop up in the next couple months. You'll see something else. I like that we did a ladies event because, it's not for me. It wasn't like empowering, like, oh, let's bring a bunch of women together to get empowering. It was about the way I brought you into this. I've seen how it did for you. And, hopefully that it carries on. And, humans are humans and they're just as capable of everybody else. So,
and here's what I'll say too, is that if you are on the fence, do it. Make it part of a vacation. And just be like, hey, I wanted to go to this part of the country.
Maybe not in the middle of summer in Texas.
Maybe not in the middle of summer in Texas. Because it was literally like, and honestly, I didn't get as much footage as I would have liked to because I didn't want to get out of the air conditioning of the car.
Yeah.
The Bronco, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be a short video.
See, do you see the abuse I get? I've been told to go have a good time. I don't care what you do, but yet you didn't bring me enough footage. You see how that works?
Well, there we go. So I think there were a couple questions during this. Let's see.
I did not see any manuals at the event personally. Doesn't mean that they don't.
And you didn't go look.
Yeah, I didn't go looking for manuals, but I did not hear of any manuals there.
If you need a clutch burnout, Kelly's your girl. So she was probably not going to go find that one.
Nope. Especially not wheeling for me.
Let's see. Anna says
we already talked about this.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
We got you, Honest. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Let's see. We got the Dream Crew. Let's see. Where was this? What's up with the Wild Track with the 3.0 Haas suspension? You can order it now for past Bronco holders. Give me answers. Yes, you can order the Haas 3.0. It's in between what the current Bilstein setup is on the Badlands and Wild Track and stuff. In between that and what you can get with the Raptor. So it's a little bit better. Of course, the Wild Track is made for desert running, so they give you a little more flexibility with the suspension. Supposedly you're getting a different rack for that, so which is maybe a little bit beefier rack, and maybe the tie rods are a little bit, but I haven't seen one in person to examine to say either way. But hopefully you're in the chat and got to see that. All right.
Now you can unstar them.
I'm doing it. All right, Kelly.
Hey, welcome in, Gary.
Yeah. Let's see. 502 Bourbon Crew says he bought. Let's see. I guess I could. Do this for real. Bought full length IAG running boards that bolt onto the rails. Any reviews? Wife had to get a running start to get in that truck. They seem. I know Mark King has a set that he's done something interesting with.
Are they IAG?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. From what I've seen of them, when we talked to IAG last April or whenever that was, it's like in 4 minutes you're done. They slide and hook on, and there's a screw underneath it bolts up to it. I wouldn't trust them as a rock rail as far as off-roading, but the cool thing is, if you like, I've thought about buying them for ours because Sydney and stuff, getting in and out of the vehicle. But it's kind of nice to have a step. And if you want to go hit the trails in 4 minutes, you unbolt them and you're ready to go. So that would be all I know about them. But we did a video. We did a kind of went around them and looked at them and stuff. They're pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that light system they have. I haven't seen any finalized.
I think Matt Porter, Tattoo Matt.
had them, but I haven't seen anything.
I was gonna say, I know he had them, but I wonder if he's done anything with them.
I don't know. I haven't seen Matt post up in a while.
He's been busy because he popped in a couple weeks ago and said he was busy, but he wanted to catch a show.
Phenomenal Unit says, I really wish the Everglades came in a 2-door. Yeah, that would. Why they don't do that, I don't understand. Unless it's just they weren't expecting it to sell very well, honestly, and so they want to stamp out a bunch of 2-door stuff. I can't spell Bronco without bro, Dave. That's true. That is very true. Anything else stand out in there before we get into this next topic? What we got here, Kelly?
You read it. I'm looking through.
Hello, guys. We just came back from a Bronco family road trip from LA across Baja to Cabo San Lucas and back. Oh, I think I'd seen something about this on one of the Facebook groups or something. Short of 2,500 miles, the Bronco was great. Mainly highway, some dirt roads, a lot of beach. That's awesome to hear. I seen on Bronco 6G, somebody was like, they were selling their Bronco because of it was uncomfortable. And I was like, don't go buy.
I did hear that.
Don't go buy a Jeep because you're really going to be disappointed.
For one, what did you come from to the Bronco?
Yeah.
If that's the fact.
Yeah.
Like, did you come from like some $100,000 SUV, or did you like? What are you coming from to say that?
Joshua Rittenhouse says the MGV has cup holders in the Everglades build. I bet the rest do as well. I will say the cup holders that they have for the armrest are not very deep. I don't know that I would want my daughter with a big drink back there, and Kelly driving especially because she's a pretty crazy driver. Anything else before I jump into this?
I'm still working my way through.
I'm sorry. And I appreciate all the support tonight, guys. We really do. 67 likes, and we've had up to 80 viewers in this one, so appreciate that. Let's see. We're both going through here. What's up, Kari? There's Mobile. Mobile's been really enjoying his Bronco. He's got some cool liners for his seats for his puppy. That look really cool.
Oh, and Jessica, I'm so sorry we didn't get a chance to meet up with you in Texas. I know we messaged a little bit back and forth. We got our wires crossed about how long we were going to be there. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to meet up.
Breaking hearts.
I know, breaking hearts, taking names.
That's right. I don't see anything. All right, so let's get into this. So there was some talk of a new Broncos coming, and I've done a couple videos on the Heritage Edition, and while nothing's official from Ford just yet, it's out there. We've seen it. It's been out there testing. Why they're even, I don't understand on this particular vehicle why you need to test the roads with it, because other than square fenders, I don't know much about it that's any different.
What are we talking about?
Than anything else. The new Heritage Edition. But they've been saying that it's coming for quite a while, and Nurse AJ loves her ATN shirt. I appreciate that. But they've been saying the Heritage Edition's coming for a while, and while we knew we were getting one, if this is to be believed, we might be getting 2 Heritage Editions, and I want to kind of go into this just a little bit, because what I think they might be doing is we're going to get two special Heritage Editions. Now, this is from Bronco 6G. One of their cracked people found this on the kind of leaked out there, and this how they found this stuff. So this is model year 22. But what they had found was the VIN. They have to report. Each manufacturer reports VINs to the Highway Safety Commission, so they know how to handle registrations and all that. And they break this down a little bit. So, this is the starting of the VINs. And so they break it down. So there's your base, Big Ben, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, in each configuration. So you get a 2-door or 4-door. But there was a couple of things that started sticking out. There was the Overland, which I believe is the Everglades. Why this is probably early on they were going to call it the Overland or something like that, but I think Jeep actually has that as a trademark name. And if I can find it, because I got all excited with talking to Becky there. Here is the Raptor. So you can see there is the Raptor. So there's your part of your bin for that. But there was, I'm probably missing it somewhere.
What are you looking for?
Well, let me pull this back just a second. There's mention of two Broncos or 3 Broncos, if I remember right. That.
Hold on. Yes.
Oh, sorry, producer Kelly's jumping in. Which I was there.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll find it. But there's mentioned of 2 heritage editions, and what I think we might be getting is kind of a
heritage the word.
Yeah. That's
Heritage Edition GT.
That's no.
Nope,
That's
there's only
not
one.
us. I'll find it while we're doing this. But there was a mention of a couple heritage editions, which is kind of yeah, and oats. But it was kind of interesting because there's not been a lot of, we assumed yes, one heritage edition, but what I've seen some special colors as well. No, I'll find it. That's what I was saying. But I think what we're going to get is we're going to get a normal with normal colors. And I think what we're going to get is some of those special paint jobs that we've been seeing with the blue, the bird eggshell blue or something like that. They called it. I think we're going to get some stuff like that are select, like specific to that model and that model only. So if you're interested in finding like, oh man, that blue, I saw a teaser of that blue. That's the color for me. They're going to nail you for it. It's what they're going to do. They're going to, oh, that's a special paint code. We're only going to paint it. It's we're doing it for 2 months or something. And that's going to be it. And of course, order banks are about to open up. I think the end of this month is when order banks will open up. And before that, the Dream Cruise, they haven't mentioned anything about Bronco, them showing anything Bronco. But I have a feeling since Ford sponsors that, I have a feeling that they're going to there it is. Thank you, producer Kelly.
You're welcome.
That I think they're going to do something special there. I don't know that for a fact, and that was not any particular reason why we're going, but it is kind of fun. And so here's your normal 2-door heritage, and we're going to get a 4-door heritage, which I've heard people go, why are we getting a 4-door heritage? And I get it.
Because it's the new spin.
Well, I get it. Yeah, but they're also doing an F-150 heritage. It's going to be a new thing with Ford. Come on, man. There's no way to make that new truck look any heritage on a F-150. But you are going to get a 2-door, 4-door, and then here is the limited. So there's a 2-door limited, and there is a 4-door limited.
So is that going to be your new first edition, essentially? Well,
I think we're going to play in that area a little bit. Now, at this point, it's just speculation of what I think you're going to get with that. To me, the basic heritage I would do as a base.
That's what I was going to say. Do you do your heritage as your just straight heritage as base, and then you have heritage limited that is the top of the line heritage?
Well, you do your normal heritage as a base, and then I would do steel wheels with it because that's what a lot of people want. And as weird as that sounds, old Steelies, that's what a lot of people want with that. And I think what we're seeing with those the kind of 4-spoke aluminum cast wheels that look kind of throwback. I think that's going to be more of the heritage edition. I don't think we've seen anything about what do you
502 Bourbon Cruise is holding out for the Culture Club edition.
Yeah, well, the or the
instead of the Hollow Notes edition.
Well, yeah, we're getting there, that's the next thing. But as far as the limited, I think that the normal heritage is where you get normal colors. And I think the limited are going to be limited colors. I think that's part of the package of that is you're only going to get, I think they probably bring out 2 special colors. Obviously, pretty good idea that kind of sky blue is going to be one of them. And as far as the next one, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of from what we've been teased, whether these documents that I've seen for color charts are correct at all. I've seen a lot of just monotone colors. So I have a feeling they're going to give us something bright. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a yellow or something like that, like a classic 60s yellow, not some canary yellow.
Well, so we actually at Bronco Super or wrong event. At the Bronco Off Roadeo, you actually like the whole building is like decked out on like Bronco heritage and stuff. So there was actually one, I think I want to say I can't remember the name of the yellow. I can't remember the name of the yellow it was, but it was almost white. So it was white with like a yellowish tint to it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they came back with that. It was on the wall.
Well, I think too, the Limited's going to get a white painted roof. I don't think the normal Heritage will get that option, but I think that what you're going to get with the Heritage is definitely the white roof, whether it be with the porthole or not for the 4 doors. I don't know. But I would like to say it's probably a loaded Badlands, basically, is what it is, with special colors. Where are you guys at in the chat with it? Where do you think? Am I just being crazy with this, that they would do a normal Heritage? Basically just call it a Heritage. And I'm sure it's going to get the Bronco script on the side of it that everybody and their brother is ripped off. That Ford keeps shutting them down. There's a reason they're shutting that down. Trust me, is because they have something coming with that. Hopefully the dash would have, instead of the modern Bronco in the dash, they do the script stamped into that plastic. I would think it has to be a couple, especially the Limited has to be. There's got to be something to make you go, because this thing's going to be $60,000. It's going to be 60,000.
I mean, our Badlands was 54. So what's another $6,000?
Yeah, and that's why my 60 is optimistic. But I really do think that if they don't do that, because there's been so many, even with the Raptor, the interior of the thing, other than some of the color choices and the digital dash, there's not a lot of special about the interior of that vehicle. So hopefully Ford goes all in with something when they're going to do Heritage, and it's not just sort of well, we gave it to you. We gave you, here's your white roof that you wanted. Where are you at with that?
Justin said Yellowstone was on that color chart.
Yeah.
So I could see Yellowstone kind of coming in. I'm personally voting for like Tiffany blue. Just putting it out there.
If there was a Tiffany blue 4-door and something else special off-roady about it, it's a Badlands, something, would that make you sway and go, you know what, it might be time to trade this one in for the next one?
I don't know. She's special because she's a 2021. Like, she's the first year. She's an exclusive Rapid Red. I don't know. I don't know, man. Well, I guess it depends on how many more miles we put on it before 3 years.
Well, we're over 10,000 now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We put a lot of miles on her.
Considering that nobody drives anymore, yes.
Yeah. Considering I work from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a tough.
Yeah.
Bronco 78 says, how do they do all the special edition colors if MAP only has limited number of colors they can do?
Well, what they do is they only shoot those colors at a particular time. So I think it was August is when they were going to do the kind of khaki for the Everglades. They was pushed back. Oh, we're only doing it, or it's going to be August or October. I can't remember. Maybe it's September. It's one of those 3 months that maybe, we'll just keep adding months to it. So we'll say August to December. So, but no, it was something about this late summer, early fall that that's when they were going to shoot that color. So they just pull another color away for a while. That's pretty easy for them to do. Trust me, they don't paint all whites one day, reds the next day. The way it's all built to demand. So the way the modern robotic painting is, it's pretty easy for them to switch up colors real quickly. Yeah, I mean, it's got the Limited's got to have the 12-inch screen. I mean, there's certain things you've got to pay for. But it can't be just the little 4-cylinder. It cannot be another Everglades where it's like, oh, look, we made this special thing that's a lot
only
more.
Only a 2.3.
Yeah, but it's a lot more. And I'm not shitting on people that like, some people love that.
No, but you can't make it special and then it not be special.
Yeah, the Everglades, the only really special thing about the Everglades is it has an ugly ass snorkel that's not for me. I once again, you guys know my opinions are my opinions, and if you love it, I'm happy that you want to. That's your special Bronco. That's the way it should be. But and like they shouldn't even put the square fenders on the Everglades, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we've known what's coming, and the Everglades has basically the same wheels that this Heritage Edition is going to have, except the Everglades has 5 holes in it instead of the 4 that the Heritage potentially is going to get. So they have to do something to make this a little bit cooler. And I think a couple paint colors and painted roof colors would be right there.
Yeah. I think you're there. I think, to your point, they've got to do something special to make it special. Because they're you can't just keep doing it. And I don't know about oats. I'm torn on oats. I don't really know what oats is going to look like.
Well, let's look at oats. So we see the, look at the code name for, well, the I guess if I jump on the right thing, look, we got EJ or E5J Bronco. So this is the Raptor. This is a 2-door advanced 4-wheel drive Raptor. Now look at the coding for the 2-door oats. Do you think that the oats is a code name for a 2-door Raptor of some sort? Some sort of 2-door special, maybe don't get the 3.0, but it gets a hopped up 2.7 of some sort, or I can't see them honestly having that much power in a 2-door gets a little, that's why Jeep doesn't do the 392 in a 2-door, because it's small. It's a lot of power for that size of vehicle. But I'll be honest, the Raptor doesn't have the power that big V8 has, the 392.
I don't know. I kind of see your theory, but I also look at the other coding, and I don't see the correlation between it, because if you look at E4 or you look at E5C, base, Big Bend, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands, Wild Track, and then you look at E4C and you're just like, oh, it's a Heritage 2-door. So I can kind of get your theory behind it, but I'm not 100% sold on it, because I don't see the formula there consistent amongst the other ones. That makes sense.
Justin's talking about the Everglades being a 2.3. Yeah, I've talked about the alternator location being higher on that one than the 2.7, which that's a miss by Ford. They should have, I know they put sort of a skid around the alternator, but I'm seeing too many fail. We know the alternator issues from Nissans. It was a Nissan put it in their 4 liters. They put it at the very bottom.
We didn't do water.
Not a lot of thought around doing that.
If you went through water, you went through it quickly.
Well, water is fine, but you start getting into that sandy,
we still didn't do much water.
Mud. Yeah, no, I no interest in that anyways. But yeah, no, you're definitely right on that. It was an engine issue. But as far as the oats, I've seen a lot of fun memes about that already. But as far as that one's got me puzzled, because I haven't seen anything in spy photos that lead me to believe they're trying something different. And it's only in a 2-door advanced 4-wheel drive system. So if it was like both, I would go, well, maybe that's the hybrid. Maybe that's code name for the hybrid. I don't know.
Thanks, Cole.
We got
Cole's got it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Our daily porn chatting there. We get that, like, even Instagram, I get that crap now, man. I'm just like, come on, guys. The internet's been around for a long time. People know if they want porn, they know where to go find it. But Kelly, what do you think? Where do you stand? What do you think? It's only 2-door. What could be coming? I
don't know. I really don't know. Like, the name is what throws me off, so I don't even know.
Yeah, no, I've not heard any chat, any kind of, like, sometimes I get some inside stuff, people chatting to me at the plant, or I know some execs that occasionally will throw out something like to lead me down a path. But
well, in Cole made a comment about it's a bit up, but it was talking about Electric Blue or something. There's a song about Electric Blue or something, but Hall & Oates just an Electric Blue song. But I don't think they would do an entire. They're not going to do an entire model based around one color.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the electric colors.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have an electric line.
Yeah, but just 2 doors?
I don't know.
Yeah, so Bronco Wild Outdoors talking Bronco DR. DRs are race vehicles, and race vehicles have no need for VINs. They're not street-worthy vehicles, so I can't see them having a VIN for that. I could be off on that, but everything I know about race vehicles is there's no need for that.
Cole says, guys, it's a Shelby Hall edition.
Oh, the Shelby Hall and Oats.
She didn't spill the beans then when I was in Texas. She should have told me all about the oats.
Did you pry it when you were at Texas? Did you kind of poke any of the people that might know something, the bear, a little bit?
Not about oats or anything, because oats wasn't a thing yet.
In general, about any kind of like, hey, what's up with you're a little different with that because you're kind of green with that, knowing how
and it's not about being green. It's about it's a certain amount of, like, I told him, he texted me, he's like, so how many interviews did you get? And I was like, I didn't get any. He's like, what? I was like,
I did not.
You did in the text. It was like, what do you mean you didn't get any? And a funny thing, I told Amy Clouds, I was like, Dave was giving me shit about not having like 4 interviews. And she's like, you tell him to shut up. You don't need, this is not about what it's about, or something along the lines.
It was for our channel.
But, so no, I didn't pry. I pushed the lines on what I could ask, and did I felt that it was a good opportunity to push some here's what we're hearing from people, from a perspective of here's what the brand need, or here's what the vehicle needs, here's what this. I felt like that was more of what this opportunity was, than me going, hey, what can you tell me? Mm-hmm. So I didn't feel like that was the situation.
Well, the oats, you think, well, it wouldn't be a 2-door, but there's been mention of a truck still too. I'm seeing, I reported over a year ago when they were supposedly.
Would they only do a 2-door in that?
No, but I was looking at this chart, and this is for the 23 model year, Dwayne. So if you would have the DRs, they've been making DRs now, so you can buy DRs in 22. So I don't know that would be a code for DR. And were the DRs just
Cole says Shelby Hall or Rod Hall.
Do it.
Shelby Hall or Rod Hall, which was her grandfather.
For
the oats.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm over here.
Oh, Hall and Oats. Get it?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm over here trying to.
I'm done with you.
Decode this thing. Well, you can run the show for a minute. Ask your question.
I'm reading them, Cole. I am reading them. Dave's not following. I got you.
Sorry, I thought
I got you. Yeah, so Shelby Hall or Rod Hall for the Hall and Oats. I could kind of see that. But
I won't say there's not a lot of no. Let's be honest. I mean, Ford is really pushing to make Shelby like a face of Bronco a little bit, which is cool. But it's not like her grandfather there. He doesn't have the who's the Toyota guy, the Iron Man. He doesn't have that kind of, like, with Toyota, they can fall back on their racing heritage with that guy a little bit. I don't know that Ford could do that, and that people would get it. I'm trying to decode this thing here. So
I'm reading Cole.
6, 7.
Rod Hall commemorative edition. Somebody said maybe it's an electric vehicle.
Well, that's coming, but they're hybrids coming for sure. There's no doubt about a hybrid's coming. So I don't know. It's fun to speculate though, and until we know, we don't know. And I think what's going to happen is Ford's going to release the 23 order banks, but they're not going to release everything. I think what you're going to be able to see is the normal base, Badlands and all that, including Raptor. The order base will open up for Raptor when they open them up. And they'll have these heritage editions, I have a feeling, and then they're going to hold something back. You don't want to give everything all at once. You need to, with Jeep, they didn't give us a Wrangler and Gladiator at the same time. No, you space those out a little bit. So if you think of it that way. But I've been seeing some rumblings about the truck again, a Bronco truck, and they were basing it around the fact that
show your Care Bear off.
What's wrong?
There was a question. Is that a Care Bear on your shirt?
Damn right, it's a Care Bear. We're going Karen, bro.
He doesn't really care.
Hey, I go by Grumpy. I go by Grumpy Bear, and I used to have a Grumpy
He
Bear
does
doll,
go by Grumpy Bear.
but I got demonetized because they label you as kid.
Did you
content.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I have.
You
a
better watch the Z in the back then.
I have a Grumpy Bear Halloween onesie thing that I wore on a stream one time, just out of the blue. That got demonetized. I didn't say why. Like I like to screw with people sometimes, so I just jumped in the stream one day in that, and yeah, they wouldn't allow me to monetize that live stream.
Cole says Zimmerman put 2 and 2 together, a 2-door wild track with custom graphics. Holland Oats truck. Like Holland down the
I
street.
don't know. It's fun to I can't see like what a special the sticker stuff is. Oh my god. Like the Raptor R. You can get it if you want the sticker package, it's up to $109,000. It's like, no, I don't need the stickers. Let's just leave those, like, will that save me a couple $1,000s on that? Speaking of, there's a TRX down the road that's totally screwing with me. It's not my perfect ideal looking TRX. I do like the blue. It's a two-tone, which is not ideally what we would go for, but I had to stop and look at it yesterday. I said, Kelly, we got to find out how much this is. And how much was it, Kelly?
$92,000.
$92,000. So guess what's not in my driveway?
Guess what's still in our driveway?
Yeah, the Jeep. Thank God we had it though.
I know.
We've needed it the past couple of days.
We have needed it for the last couple of days.
Yep. But I'm excited. Like if they do a Bronco truck, to kind of wrap that one up, I'm all in. I am freaking all in. Kelly can have the one out there.
I can have it. You see how that works?
Well, it was supposed to be mine. Let's not forget that. How that seems to get forgotten about real quick.
I tell people all the time that it was your truck and I stole it.
You just told upwards of 80 people.
And no, it's only 61.
Whatever. But I would definitely, because I like a truck and you like more of the SUV. We totally would go off-road them together and we'd have a blast.
Yeah, because I don't like wheeling trucks.
You might a Bronco. What if they bob it a little more than the Gladiator?
The wheelbase is the problem.
What if it's the same?
The
wheelbase?
tailgate it slides too much because there's not enough weight in the back. It's true. It's a control issue.
Well, I know,
I'm just being honest.
I know.
I'm just being honest.
Just being honest. We've got some time for a couple more questions, comments. Guys, let me know what's going out there. What do we got? In Peugeot, don't you think that they spaced out delivering Broncos enough? I do think they've spaced that out, but that doesn't stop the marketing. Hey, we've got these goals for Bronco. We need to sell so many. If it's a two-door
SEMA.
I think we were both popping up at the same time. Two-door truck like the BDS build, I'm gonna have to order it. Yeah, that would be pretty freaking cool if it was the two-door like that.
Is that the little fire truck?
Yeah, the one that our buddy built.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. I don't know how practical completely it would be, but I honestly though, I think for most of our needs of a truck, we would get away with a bed that like a half bed.
But it's only 2-seater.
No, but I'm just saying, hey, I think most people's truck needs, you could get away with that as a truck. Give it a little bit of extra towing, but no, that would be fun. That would be really fun. I am excited to see what SEMA is going to bring this year.
We won't be there.
Sadly.
Yeah, Cole, he is the don't care bear.
No, I was Grumpy Bear.
No, but you're the don't care bear.
Yeah. All right, what you got here?
What's a better cold air intake, Roush or K&N on the Bronco? Anyone? And you guys may have answered this if you did.
I want to say Luke has the Roush, and he had texted me and was like, "This is kind of way overrated." I think the best thing, just do a K&N air filter and be done with it. I'm not big on off-road vehicles doing cold air intakes unless it's a snorkel.
No snorkel is going on my Bronco, by the way.
Sounds like a challenge. Y'all think that sounds like a challenge to me.
You're not cutting into the fender. Congratulations, Bishop.
Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. Now the real problem. Now the real hard wait.
Waiting.
You thought waiting a year or whatever, or 18 months or whatever it was hard. No, you just now going to find out what hard is. I'm gone in 60. We got our first Heritage GT500 and in today, and it's Brittany Blue with the white racing stripes. It is gorgeous. I'm sure you're going to have something on your channel about that. Go over to I Am Gone in 60. He's got a couple Broncos. One's built.
Bronco 78 says, what could they do to a Badlands to make it more rock crawl / off-road capable?
Straight axle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it. There seemed like there was about a year and a half ago, something like that. There was something Ford was playing with a conversion. There was some
like the Jeep conversions.
Well, but it would have been probably from the factory, but they were patenting something like that. That would be, but I mean, it would steer and ride, horrible. I love my Jeep Gladiator, but if I had to choose daily, one or the other, I'm choosing the Bronco every day. I know this is Bronco Talk Live, but I would, if I thought the Gladiator was a better vehicle, I would tell you that and be like, hey, I like the Bronco because I like it, not because it's a better vehicle. But no, drive wise, way better vehicle. Off-road wise, I can't really say. We've taken the Gladiator out a couple times, but we didn't
once, right?
Well, a couple times that weekend.
Oh,
but I wouldn't say either way. If it was, if I had a Rubicon and then the Badlands to kind of A and B, I might be a little better on that. But no, straight axle is about the only thing. It's super capable, man. I've been very impressed with it. She gave him the no and the index finger. Oh no, you didn't.
Cole says you get two things, Dave. Nothing, and you'll like it.
Damn. That sounds like I'm about to lose my live stream too. The Kelly Bronco Talk Live.
Bronco 78 says maybe the Oats 2-door is a straight axle.
I guess we're going backwards like horses. I don't know, man. There's that name doesn't lend itself to anything other than Oats being code name with a Bronco horse. Do that, but yeah, it doesn't lend itself to make you speculate about anything. What else you got here, Kelly? I miss the old half cabs. Yeah, Cole, those were cool.
Who needs a truck when you have friends that have trucks?
That's right. Tim with Overlanding for Fun says he will never own a truck.
Yeah?
Because then people ask you to help them.
That is true. We've never had anybody help ask us so.
Well, we both have RBF, so.
That is true.
They know better.
People that know us like us, but people that don't know us think we have RBF and don't.
Just deep thinkers. How about that? We'll use that one.
That we're deep thinkers?
Yes, we're always in thought.
I am always in thought, actually.
Yeah, How to Kill Me.
Whatever.
She watches all those murder mystery shows, man. You guys might one day be like, hey, where's Dave? Oh, I don't know. He just
don't put that out to the ethers, because what if something happens to you and then everybody thinks I did it because I watched ID channel?
He just didn't come
when
back.
I really didn't. I like you too much.
What the hell is this shit, man? Nikki. The hell? I'm gonna call my friends over at Ford and make sure that Bronco you might have on order takes a little longer.
Don't be mean to Nikki.
I would not be.
This is why it would be Kelly or Bronco with Kelly and co-host Dave.
Damn.
Because you just went savage.
Wow.
You did it.
More capable Badlands Carolina squad. Oh man.
Justin Zimmerman asks, are you guys going to Overland Expo East?
When is that? October?
I don't know when it is.
Let me pull that up real quick. I can't. I've never got to cover that in the roughly 8 years. I think.
And where is it? It's near
North Carolina usually. Let's see.
Like Raleigh.
It keeps moving.
Andrea in the house.
Andrea,
welcome in. You are always traveling.
I know. Kill us there.
I learned from Andrea this week that you take your own toilet paper. No matter whatever the hotel says, you still take your own toilet paper.
All right. Let's pull this up here. Let's do this.
He is. He's traveling all over the place. We saw you in April.
He's living the dream.
And you were all over Crazy Town. And then now you're traveling again.
All right. So
October 7th
Virginia, Oak Ridge Estates, October 7th through 9th. Let me look.
I don't think we have anything.
I know it's coming close to.
That was when we were supposed to go to. No, that was the next week.
Let's see.
I think that's fall break.
We don't have anything. We might do that. That might be fun. It's expensive to get in, though. Is the problem?
Yeah, but do they have a press?
Well,
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, we'll look into it. Let's just see what buy tickets, what they would normally be.
Woo!
That's if you want to do their general admission. Here we go. It's not too bad, I guess. Friday or Saturday pass.
Weekend pass is $70.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
It's not too bad. We'll pencil that one in. I'll put that on the board.
You better put that on the board
as a maybe. So what do we got there? October what?
I don't know. You scrolled up.
October
7th through 9th.
We can call ourselves overlanders by any means, though we do enjoy. We like to go to our friends over at CVT. They've got a shop in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we like to go hang out at their shop. We got a couple. I guess we're overlanders.
Justin says he'll be in the Mountains to Metal booth with Nick
over at
Super or at this one, Overland Expo.
Yeah. Well, we gotta hang out.
Yes. So we will try to make that one work.
Yeah. It'd be a little bit of a drive, but it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else special about? But they were doing it at the Biltmore, and
I'm sure it tore up the grass and everything.
Well, the problem when they do this is in the rainy seasons over here, and
it's always a mud bog.
Yeah, it's always a mud bog. But you know what? We got a capable Bronco.
We do have a capable Bronco.
My wife owns RBF.
Joshua says, so all 3 Bronco Everlades builds for the week of August 29th show they were existing and not new based on original dates. I'll dig for the 22 build week.
Nice.
Tim says we can swing by his house and pick him up.
I don't think
that's on the way, buddy.
Yeah, the most I know of you live in Indiana.
Yeah, he's not very good at geography, but you're up here and we need to go that way.
Yeah, I don't think that works. But you know who would be? Bronco Wild Outdoors.
Bronco Wild Outdoors would.
Maybe we can get.
Becky.
Kelly gets some Becky time.
Yes.
What else we got going on here?
I went through all the questions, I believe.
Yeah.
When is Ford going to address the Bronco dipstick issue?
I haven't really covered that much. I've seen the talk of it, but what was it? The early ones, the dipstick was a little short. I don't remember exactly what was going on that one. I think that's they were overfilling them, if I remember right, because the dipstick wasn't going all the way down. That's a good question, man. I don't think usually that stuff they might not email, but mail people some, hey, you need to come in and have your vehicle serviced. But after that, I don't know.
Speaking of, that's a good little segue. So are you hearing about people that are now getting their Broncos arrive at their dealership and then they have to wait for them because of the windshield recall?
Yes, I've had somebody privately message me about this.
I'm not laughing. I promise I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just like, what a shit show. Like,
hey, you can tighten this down up there.
Okay, thanks. I'm just like, what a shit show. Like, you've waited this long for your poor vehicle, and then you have to wait and some people are saying it only takes a couple days, and some people had said that they broke the replacement.
The glass?
The replacement glass.
Well, there shouldn't be replacement glass. I thought it was the seal. They
weren't properly... Or they broke the glass, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's another 2 weeks because they have to wait for a new windshield.
It probably has to be a Ford windshield at that point. Yeah. That's there was something about they weren't properly gluing them in, or the sealant they were using they didn't use enough or something. I know that sucks for everybody involved. The dealer wants you to have trust me, either they ding you for MSRP or more, but they want the vehicle to move so they make money and they buy the next vehicle. So yes, it's a bummer for them because they don't want the vehicle in their lot that they can't sell. It's a bummer for you because you've waited almost 2 years for a vehicle that you had your heart set on. It's summertime. It's a perfect vehicle to have the top down. And you're like, shit, I got to wait 2 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you want it right.
Yeah.
So, there was some people where they had some early production. They had some leaks around the windshield where they were working some of those bugs out, those production bugs. And
Yep.
every brand, I know we all hone in on Bronco because this is, nobody was getting them, so everybody was looking for any kind of news they could get on them. But
Mhm.
this happens across the board in all auto manufacturing. There's always that first 6 months or year window of like, we're tweaking something.
Yeah.
But no, I've seen a couple where their dealers have sold them out from under them. Seen that popping up again. So, and we know all too well how that can happen.
And I made sure that the Ford ladies that I talked to at Bronco Off Roadeo were well aware of our dealership for one, and for some of the other shadiness that's going on in the dealerships. And they did say, unfortunately, they are two separate entities. Essentially, once they are their customer, essentially, like.
Yeah.
And I hate that is the answer, but I knew that was the answer. But at the same point, like, to have that validated from two ladies that had been dealer specific folks for different regions, it just, yeah.
So, I talked to TFL about all their issues they had with that, and they were, it's a good story, but they weren't very happy about it.
We are just hot tonight,
man. Got all the spam chatters. Pornographic. Well, at least if they're going to do it, let's post 5 times in a row.
Well, they're hoping somebody will. I'm doing this with my left hand. That's why it's not.
Well, you come to a auto channel and you think porn, car porn, but I guess that's what you think. Final questions, comments, guys. We got about 5 minutes left on this one. If you got anything I need to try to research for you guys, definitely let us know. We can be reached at allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. You can go over to allterrainnation.com, and there's a place where you can fill out check us out there as well. Cole and Overlaying for Fun are probably removing those as fast as you are. But let's see. I dropped some Maverick content today. I had a Maverick video ready to go, and then Ford decided to officially drop the Maverick today. So I had 2 videos on that. One for me outside by my company vehicle, because I'm going to break news with you guys.
Phone Me Unit says half cab Bronco with suicide seats in the back. I don't think safety regulations would allow suicide seats in the back.
Yeah. Oh, there was something going around. Did you see where some Jeeper or some lady was trying to be a smart ass and was like, look, they just copied the Jeep with their roll cage. And I was like, what do you want them to do? There's only
I didn't see it.
Oh yeah. She was like, and she was getting trashed in the forums, but I was like, the doors come off and you need legally a cage around there. After that, I don't think they copied too much, but I do like the Facebook groups and I'm sure it happens in the Jeep groups where some Ford Bronco dude goes and stirs the pot. I'm not sure why you need to go over to each other's things and stir the pot. I mean, I own both. I like both for different reasons. Like,
well, that's like people will talk about how they get, obviously it's not all Jeep owners, but they get flipped off by Jeep owners sometimes. It's like, why is that gotta happen? Like, I'm not flipping you off as I drive down, and like, for us, we own both. And that somebody was like, I can't believe somebody didn't wave at me, or somebody waved at me in a Jeep one day, and I was like shocked. And it was like, I'll be honest, I drive both, and if somebody waves at me, I'm waving back. I don't really care. Like, it is what it is.
I make my payment, you make yours. Joe, into the Hemi. Dodge came out and said that they were still going to build, they talked about the new Challenger Charger being EV, but they came out the other day and said, hey, the next generation's getting a big V8 too. So I don't know. I am definitely interested. I've been thinking about it today, that new Hurricane straight 6 that they're doing. I'm very interested in that engine. Excuse me. Wranglers aren't special anymore. That is true. I'm tired of seeing everything going through a Molly panel fad. Yeah, I like the Molly panels on the back of the seats. Definitely handy.
I think they're, go ahead.
But we saw all that stuff at SEMA with all that stuff on the bolt on all the sides and stuff. And it's like, I don't need to carry the house with me.
Yeah, but I think I think it's a smart idea because there's a lot of Molly products out there. Like there's a lot of not the added Molly
Yep.
Molly panels, but the Molly accessories that you can attach to it.
Yeah,
like
well,
they're interchangeable.
So with our Xterra,
Mm-hmm.
we had a panels in the side windows, which was handy.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, those were handy. But with the way the Jeep and the Ford does between the roll bars and the body, there's just not enough practical room. You might stick a fire extinguisher or something there, but I'm not like, I guess if we were living out west where we could do some true overlanding, going out for a week at a time camping or something, maybe you need every bit of space. But for what we do here on the East Coast, the kind of off-roading we do, outdoor stuff we do, I'm 5 minutes from a Walmart at about any point in my life.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of funny because that was kind of something I was thinking about when we were going to Texas, because I was like kind of stressing for a minute, and I actually messaged Kelly, one of our friends that we wheel with, and I texted her. I was like, I'm a little bit stressed that I'm not getting everything that I need. She's like, Walmart, you're gonna find a Walmart if you need something. I was like, well, damn, you're right. And there's sure enough one. There was one in Marble Falls.
Yeah,
like,
well, I
5 miles
used
from my
to, like, on
hotel.
trips, I would plan like, oh man, I'm never gonna be. And you're like, at no point in my life have I ever been far from.
Don't do that.
Oh, that's a burp.
Dude, now you're yawning.
No, I was going to burp in as I was yawning.
So you're telling the world you were going to burp.
I know. Sorry, everybody. But even when I was a kid, there was a Kmart or something. Like, like the idea of like you got to carry everything you have.
Yeah,
is crazy.
Yeah, we're adults.
Yeah,
we can actually buy stuff. That's the difference.
Let's see. I will wave to Jeep owners, but please do not put those silly ducks on. Yeah, me and Tim had a conversation about this after the happy hour the other night. Tim is very anti that. I think it was you, Tim, that we were talking about that.
Sorry, Tanner.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You must be empathetic.
But I was talking to somebody. They were all pissy about the
ducks.
The ducks. I'm like, I'm not going on my way to buy any. But if I got one, I wouldn't be like, oh my God.
See, and like we've talked about this a lot. Like I'm in a lot of ladies groups, and then I'm in Buck Bronco. And the amount of ladies that get offended by their duck being on the ground after they've put it on somebody's vehicle because they didn't want it or whatever. And I'm like, maybe the duck fell on the ground. Like there's a couple things that could happen. Maybe the duck fell on the ground. They didn't see it. They didn't want to pick it up. 2, sometimes people don't like things on their vehicles because unfortunately there's so much crap going on in the world right now of like trying to abduct people and all this other crap by these little things that they do to vehicles. People don't touch things. And then there's the other thing is people don't want their vehicles touched. Like just don't touch it. And 3rd, 4th, there's that.
Don't you fondle my Bronco.
I think it's stupid, or don't do it to me, like kind of thing. So there's a lot of different scenarios, and I think people get butthurt over it really easily. Right?
That's the perfect one right there, Van.
That is.
That's
what that's how I need to buck Broncos. I need to get 10 millimeter sockets.
We'll go to Harbor Freight.
Yep. Buy a whole bunch of 10 millimeters.
They got bin of 10 millimeters.
A bulk of 10 millimeters. And then put a little thing on it.
Let's get on to wish.com.
And find all the 10
we'll find 10 millimeters
sockets.
that way. No, that's actually pretty fun. But you know what? If it brings you joy to do that, more power to you, man. It's not free. It's not like, there's some fairy tale Bronco just laying Bronco eggs so you can crack them and put them on vehicles, But just if it makes somebody happy, and if you throw it on the ground, so be it, man. They were just trying to bring a little brightness to your day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a good way to end this, man. Just
We've made everybody on.
Bring brightness to somebody's day and stop pissing people off. It is what it is. The COVID duck.
Speaking of, we're going to knock on some wood, but I'm the only one that had it in this house so far. And I tested negative this morning, so.
And you've been testing other things.
Oh, yeah.
The old Band-Aid on there.
Blood draw.
There it is. It is always a pleasure, guys. So I appreciate it. If you have any questions, I get hit a lot on Instagram. It's a great way to find us. allterrainnation.com if you have questions that way. Tomorrow night is the happy hour with me and Overlanding for Fun, do all automotive talk. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some Maverick talk over there tomorrow night because I'm still scratching my head on that one of why we needed a Tremor Maverick. But as always, we'll discuss anything automotive over there on that. So it's the same time, same bat channel, 8 p.m. Central.
Did you say
there.
same bat channel?
Yeah, it's from Batman the TV show.
Oh,
same
okay.
bat time, same bat channel. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, Alien, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance
Oh.
to meet. I meant to meet you there, but we didn't get a chance to.
I know. I totally asked Kelly. I was like,
she did. He did. He asked me if I met you, and unfortunately, I did not.
Allie
get a
will
chance
be
to.
at the Dream Cruise.
Yes, we will be at the Dream
We'll be in
Cruise
your area.
for sure.
Yes, because the FX4 package is insufficient. That is true. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
it does. You got to work on timing a little better. You need to pause. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
I'm always afraid that you're not going to let me talk 4-wheel drive.
it doesn't matter what you talk and drive as long as you're talking Bronco
talk
on Monday nights here on the channel. I'm your host, David Wood, alongside the better half, Kelly, and we are out. Peace, everybody. See y'all tomorrow night.